Dude, honestly, I was thinking, imagine, like, you're at the pearly gates and, like, someone gets denied access to heaven. Maybe they ate the wrong food or whatever one time and they're like, sorry, we got, like, a zero tolerance policy about that kind of stuff. But what if they just, like, faced away from the staircase and BLJ'd past the pearly gates? The lazy feet. Like, imagine, hypothetically, Henry Kissinger just... And once he's in, you can't kick him out. He's immutable. He's non-fungible in there. The baby's pogging up. Today's Sesame Street episode was about frogs. There were lots of frogs. There were lots of dogs. It was a dream situation. What's the number? Kate, what's the number of the day today? 2. Yo, that's a top tier number of the day. That's like one of the best for sure. I would say 2 is one of the most important numbers to learn. 2 peas in a pod. 2 is half of the number of the people that are in the Beatles. I'm waiting for, you know what I think would be a good bit for parents who are watching too much Sesame Street? Is like the same song, but then when they're talking about the number of the day, the count goes, the number of the day. Geez, that looks like fun. The number of the day is the square root of -1. But then, like, they keep recycling this bit and then just making it, like, more and more complex. And then the count slowly is, like, getting more confused and losing his faith. The number of the day. Geez, that would be fine. The number of the day is 673,241,006.3 million and 9. Like, you get the idea. The number of the day. When will I be free? The number of the day is 6.02 times 10 to the 23. And then, like, it just ends with him, like, leaving or something. That's true. I mean, we have a baby cam, so she is, like, streaming, just streaming to me. She gets 1 to 2 viewers on average. Well, no, she gets 0 viewers on average, but she gets 1 to 2 viewers for, like, a little amount of time. And then, like most streams, I turn it on. She's not doing anything interesting, so I turn it off. You ever notice how streams on Twitch are a lot like watching your baby monitor? You go, you browse around, you turn it on. They're not doing anything interesting. And then you watch something else. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, thank you. 17 of 25? Really? Slimy! His name is Slimy. Who the heck is Prairie Dawn? She sounds like a robot from Pacific Rim. Mama bear, Papa bear, baby bear, curly bear. This is like when you miss one lecture and then like a third of the exam is based on that one lecture. How dare you? Who the heck is the amazing Mumford? Hairy Monster, I was pretty close. The amazing Mumford? I had never seen him, man. I've never seen him in my life. How do you learn these tricks that take most speedrunners weeks to get consistent? Unlike most speedrunners, I ate breakfast this morning. Pop me in. +2, that's true. Look, I'm not being a hater. Just like I know what most Twitch streamers are like. Oh, I haven't eaten today. I've been too busy. Oh, what have you done? Fucking nothing. What time is it? Oh, it's 8. Everything's closed. I've been there. But also simultaneously, especially in like multiplayer games, I'm a big believer in like variance. Like I think in the average Fortnite lobby, the best player probably wins. You know, I mean, if there's 100 people, the best player probably wins like 5% of the time. That's just my own bias, is the bias of nothing matters. Okay, there you go. -2? We can't start using -2 for like things you disagree with. I had like a 45% win rate in PUBG. That's true. But that's not Fortnite, is it? I mean, how just build, Forehead? How's your building, Banal? That's what I thought. You ever think about like how funny stand-up comedy is? Like you go pay money, you drive downtown, pay for parking, and then you just go watch someone lie on stage for an hour? It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Yeah, it sounds like another guy I know who lives in Washington D.C. Oh man, so true. He's not a politician. He's just an asshole who happens to live in the Beltway. Give me one of these. That's right. I know what the road around Washington D.C. is called. It's called the Beltway. I listen to Bloomberg podcasts from time to time. You think I don't know things about America because I don't live there? Probably know more than you. Just because you live in Indiana, you think you know about America? Nah, man. You probably know some shit about, you know, Indiana. Who asked? Any askers in the chat? I don't think so. Why you always shit on Indiana? Come on, you live there. You should know. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know what? I bet I can still make it. Necessity's the mother of invention. No. I'll take it. Okay, we're probably going to restart this one.
Take some time, get your camera right. Then you get a little mo going down the stairs, just a tiny bit of mo.
That's a perfect start. I'm seeing that camera stick wiggle around. I saw like 7 inputs. It looked like a DDR note chart. What happened?
I was spamming, so it's more about, is it more about spamming or timing?
Don't touch the camera. The camera should not be touched almost ever.
Okay.
Take money out.
You use the ATM?
What else are you gonna do?
Who uses cash?
You just got to jump over.
You out of here.
You got to jump over this thing. I'm just gonna. You have my sympathy.
Oh no!
Is it a jump rope?
It is a jump.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it's almost like all the guys who have horrible leg.
Honestly, it's kind of laggy for me. I think it's just the skill difference. Honestly.
No.
I mean, we all clearly jumped early, anticipating.
Yeah. Why'd you jump so early?
Oh man.
So you get 3 Martys, you got a chance. That's it. That's the run.
I also would never be on Mario Cam in this situation.
Why not? Camera.
I mean, I think that's a great game.
I got him! I got him on Mario Cam, though. That may be the answer. That's for me.
Don't get used to it. Prezzo's trick. That's a new one. If God asked you for a joke at the pearly gates, what would you say? I wouldn't say nothing, man. I wouldn't say nothing. I'd just point at the earth. And I'd be like, that's the sickest fucking joke of all, man. And that's on you. And he'd be like, what? And then I'd be like, what? And I would be in there drinking old fashions with Henry Kissinger, just going, yeah, no, I know. Okay, yeah, I got like a thing.
Dude, I can't even emote in this mode. What the frick?
Yeah, it's nonsense. It's neck and neck.
Corey.
I had no choice. The vines are out of sync.
Ooh. Oh!
What the
What?
fuck?
Wait, what?
Who what? Dude. The connection is unstable.
Let's go.
I'm feeling unstable.
Let's go.
Oh man.
But yeah, how about like working on your schmovement a little bit? Yeah, I think our schmovement is better than it's ever been, but there's probably still some more schmovement available for us that's easy to get. What is schmovement? Okay, so schmovement is when you don't just walk places, you do some messed up stuff like this. And then you reset. I'm rolling till I see it. This is important. We can't. We need chocolate. 10 rolls, no chocolate? And we're gonna win. Wow. Wow. And we're gonna win. Okay. 10 wins. Pay out the believers. I've never been so mad to pay out the believers. I'm so upset. No chocolate. Minimal honey. Minimal pills. That's a team you don't even want to see in your Hall of Fame, man. No! This time I legitimately dreamed a dream, and now that dream is gone for me. But you know what? The dream of having one worthwhile run today is still here. Still a really good run. Mario, look at him! You might still have it. Split me. What? We PB'd? Oh, baby. Lost the sub 24. Still got the PB. Let's go. 2022. 2022. It's our year. We did it. It arrived. Karen's prison. Control the confident, sexy Karen as she becomes the new chief warden in the notorious all-male prison in the RPG. Go manage the prison and inmates, but can you also manage Karen's ever-rising desires? Experience the true adult game that fully marries adult elements into all gameplay. It's the fourth... sorry, my mistake. I don't want to misrepresent it. That's the 5th highest reviewed game in the last 30 days. Motor Town Behind the Wheel. It's all about pure driving pleasure. Love Delivery. A game about starting a relationship while working a delivery job. Please read reviews for Karen's Prison. Okay, but only because I was asked. Oh, I must log in to see this content. I apologize. Karen's Prison. $34? I can't even, oh my God. I don't even want to tell you what I saw. I pulled a muscle and couldn't walk for 4 hours. You go to horny jail and you go to horny jail. Everybody goes to horny jail. Pleasured myself for almost 5 hours straight in my first session. 10 out of 10. 5.2 hours at review time. Oh man. One of them is just ASCII art of Pepe the Frog's eyes popping out of his head, and it says Booba. I mean, like, I don't want anybody to just be catching strays for, like, whatever they enjoy. But I do love reading the essay-length reviews of games designed to jerk off to. One of my favorite porn games. I like the graphics, of course, but the actual highlights of the game, in my opinion, are the excellent integration of porn and gameplay, and the very interesting JRPG mechanics. The passive system slowly turns you into a... It's censored? I don't even know with context what the word could be. The 9 different gauges that are as many resources to juggle with, the fact that sex is an active part of battle, these are all incredibly well thought out systems that I truly wish will become a new standard, like HP bars in a normal RPG or corruption value in their porn equivalents. On the other hand, the main problem of this game is its tediousness. The UI does not allow the player to play as quickly as it should. The abundant dialogues and animations tend to slow the gameplay down to a halt. Some parts simply take too long to be satisfying compared to their rewards. A clear example is the bar minigame. A single session could take as long as 20 minutes for a minigame that theoretically should be done every in-game day for a run of more than 50 days. In a single run, you could be looking at more than 10 hours of grinding just on that minigame. This is utterly ridiculous, and the achievement statistics, with only 0.6% of players at the time of this review having completed 30 bar shifts, clearly show that most players think the same way. It shouldn't have to be this way. A lot of easy fixes can make it more reasonable. Automatic willpower skill usage, shortcut, a fast forward button separated from the confirm button, or at least making it so holding the fast forward button doesn't input actions, a quicker or more personalizable fast forward, or even simply condensing the minigame by making rewards higher and reducing the number of choices to make. Even 5 minutes could be pushing it. 20 is insane. Personally, I was able to make it a lot more acceptable by installing RPG Maker MV Speed Hack and writing a few mods to fix the most egregious problems. And I have to admit, finding that plugin and making those mods turned out to be pretty easy, but I would argue that it being so easy that the developers should have done it themselves to begin with. Still, despite its flaws, it's clearly a masterpiece, so I do recommend it. The end. 95.3 hours on record! So, yeah, it's good, I guess. 34 hours on record. This is my first foray into the genre. I was not ready. The obvious points are all awesome, but the strategy, I'm literally blown away. Dehydration is real, folks. 75 hours on record. Please stop. Please pivot. I'm just saying. Top review. I don't want to be horny anymore. There's a lot of good ones here. This is a certified hood classic. I don't want my friends on Discord to know I'm playing this, so I renamed the game to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. All right, here we go. Finally, a review that has a description, okay? You're playing a sexy female warden tasked to take care of a notorious prison. It's something you don't see every day in fiction or otherwise, and while the story itself isn't exactly you want to write home about, it's the gameplay that makes it better. Gameplay is in quotation marks, for whatever reason. The many, many interactions you get to do while battling prisoners rioting, you can either do the old-fashioned easy way of just beating them the F up, or better yet, the sleazy way of beating them up dry of their contents. Right? Like a normal human being challenge, 2022 has been failed immediately. Whether you want to do it the normal way of just beating them the F up, or better yet, the sleazy way of beating them up dry of their contents. Winky Face D. You can challenge yourself into preserving your innocence, or you can enjoy a stress-free prison by losing yourself time and time again. Winky Face 3. All right. Beating them up dry of their contents. Oh, have mercy, these harlots are having me question my devotion to the Lord. Can I just be honest? Everybody seems to love it if they're into it. This is like the ultimate. If you're a fan of the genre, maybe check it out. Like, none of these reviews are like, this is a waste of my time. It has like 92% positive reviews, and people are like, this is a masterpiece. My playtime is a lie. I have over 200 hours put into this thing from the alphas. Why would you admit that on the internet, like, for free? Okay, I love an essay, man. Oh my God, this might be 15 minutes, so I apologize if you hate this, but it needs to be said. An exceptionally polished blend of JRPG, prostitution sim, and prison management sim with some sandbox gameplay. Thematically, it's reminiscent of Third Crisis, but is more tightly conceived. No on-sensor patch is necessary. Can be completed on easy in about 12 hours. The gameplay falls afoul of the inherent problem of the genre, but mostly sidesteps them through excellent execution and novel mechanics. JRPGs tend to make really lazy and poorly chosen vehicles for hentai. There's usually massive ludonarrative dissonance. What does fantasy combat have to do with sex? Why does the game insist on me deliberately losing combat to show me the lewds? ? The game tries to address this by integrating lewd mechanics like desire meters, stripping, sexual assault versus regular attacks, what the hell? Into the combat at a very fundamental level. This doesn't really fix the underlying problems, but it does take the rough edges off a bit. The combat's engaging and doesn't get frustrating to the point where you'd consider it a negative, although the difficulty ramp-up is very uneven, and even just regular difficulty can lead to some frankly unfair fights if you don't meet the level requirements. It's a bit convoluted and confusing, with stamina working both as HP and as a resource to spend on specific attacks, but then you can replenish it as another resource called energy, kind of analogous to mana, but not really, after you've run out. But then you run out of that, and you can't out-heal the incoming damage. At that point, you lose the physical combat, but then you go into sexual combat with your stamina bar replenished, which seems to be a race to get your assailants off before they get you off. At which point you sort of win, but not properly win, even though you lost the combat? ? Sexual combat it's just a funny phrase. There's 2 rooms of people at the start whose only purpose is for each of them to explain one element of the gameplay, and it still doesn't make explicit what the fail state is. I've gotten very little idea what the different states of having your clothes pulled off actually do mechanically. Is it damage reduction? Is it a temporary shield? Both. The desire meter triggers debuffs, but also triggers H events. I think I can read between the lines on that one. But also sometimes buff you too. Lots of vital information is simply not made available to you. It's amazing something so confused seems to play so entertainingly. The obtuseness of some of the gameplay mechanics and thus the metagame can be a real turnoff once the novelty of the game's presentation wears off. There are loads of counterintuitive design decisions which force the player to learn by trial and error things which should be explicit. Chapter 2. The prostitution sim elements are fine and as slickly executed as the rest of the game, but aren't any deeper than the standard fare for the genre. The waitressing job's a bit of a drag. It goes on forever. The difficulty ramps up quickly. It expects you to repeat it regularly to maintain the perks the bar provides. Everybody's going off about this bar minigame. Maybe they got a point. Unlike combat, there's no runaway option. This is probably my biggest irritation with the game in general. I'm just not going to talk about half the stuff they got going on. Dude, we're not even halfway through this review yet. I'm done. You might as well play it at this point. It's true. Again, I'm not being a hater on the game. The reviews are just very funny to me. Like the review that just says booba. I'm like, okay. I get it. The reviews that are like essay length, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Don't let me stop you. I'm just saying. Here's the review. Have you ever wanted to beat up orcs using your vagina? My pee-pee hard me happy. It has one award on Steam. My pee-pee hard me happy. Oh, man. Are you winning, son? Anyway, look, I'm punching down, or, I don't know, sideways maybe? I don't know. Let's play some Super Auto Pets. If anything, it would be shade if I, like, didn't talk smack. I talk a lot of smack on Mouth. We've been friends forever. Talk a lot of smack on Daniel. You know, we talk a lot of smack on Apollo. You notice I haven't talked that much smack on Mathis recently. It's because, honestly, like, we haven't talked that much. And I'd like to change that. But I don't feel like we have that, the rapport where I can be like, oh, you know what? Like, let me go in on him. Because he might be like, well, we haven't had a one-to-one conversation in, like, 3 months. And now he's, like, talking smack about me. Everybody else, I'm like, we got nothing to worry about. Use is a verb? No, use is, like, verb. Like, it's like do. That's not a verb. Run, that's a verb. A way to specifically accomplish something. Do is just like, you know, it's just matter. It's like a sprinkle. Unless you're talking to your mom and you say, I want to do you, in which case she knows exactly what you mean. I'm gonna go eat a single serving cheese, run some ads, and come back and play Sporkle. See you in, like 2.5 minutes, probably.